Hi, everyone. We're going to do Google Docs a little bit differently. I have my colleague, Jana.
Hi, I'm Jana with the Creative Learning Department, Senior Library Assistant.
We're going to have Jana ask questions, so this could be a great learning experience for everyone. Jana, what's your comfort level with Google Docs?
Prior to working here at Carson City Library, I had never used Google Docs before, so what I've learned is what I've picked up just working here over the last couple of years.
Do you have anything specific that you wanted to learn?
I don't know anything about the templates, so I'm excited to learn about templates today.
All right, so then we'll go ahead and get started. So for everyone watching, to access your Google Docs after you've logged on to your Google account is these dots here have a list of all the Google apps. You're just going to scroll down and you're going to find Docs, and it's right here. What you guys are seeing is the library's test account. So we have a sample doc, but all of your Google Docs would be listed here. And then here is the template gallery. So Google Docs provides a whole bunch of templates, and to see all of them, you're going to click on that button, and it's organized by category. So you have resumes, letters, personal, and work. So I've actually used a lot of these for work. And then anything you see that says add on is something that you're going to have to download.
Do they cost money?
Nope, they're free.
Hmm.
Sales, legal, and human resources, freelancer engagement. So they've actually added a lot more templates last time I've checked. Education, and that's the last category.
I had never even realized these were here.
Yes, so all the Google products have templates. We're gonna just do a resume. Let's show everyone a resume template. And Google Docs templates are very easy to manipulate. I mentioned in my Google Sheets class that they're harder to manipulate and change, but this one's pretty easy. Here on the left is your outline. You don't have to have the outline. You can always close the outline.
So even if you close it, it's still technically there. You're just saying you don't have to see it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep. So it's not a pretty bad resume. The filler, for some reason, Google Docs or Google products, they like to use Latin as their filler.
Weird.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of nice because then you can see what you've typed in versus what their filler is.
Correct. Similar to all those other Google products, here's the formatting bar. And these are, you can hide the menus, which were up here. So like I say, for every class, anytime you don't know what an icon is, you just hover over it and it will tell you what the icons mean and sometimes the keyword shortcuts. Yep.
Cool.
Any questions so far, Jana?
No, I think that's pretty well covered. Is it hard? So when you go to type in it, do you have to like select the whole thing and get rid of all of it, or can you just type into it wherever the cursor is at?
Great question. Let's find out. So I'm just going to write Carson City Library. And yes, you can type right in, or you can also just highlight everything. Oh, highlight what you want to change. And there you
Okay,
are.
cool.
Cool. So that's an example of a template. You can always change the colors if you don't want orange. So select the text you want to change the color to.
Mm-hmm.
And since this is a template, it shows you the colors they've already used. But then you can always change your own color.
Huh.
Okay. So to get out of this, you can go to new, because we're gonna show you everyone a new blank document.
Okay.
This is a blank document. Here on the left-hand side, there is no outline because this is a blank document. So headings you add to the document will appear here. So I'll just do heading 1, heading 2, and nothing's showing up here right now because right now we're just typing in normal text. If we want to have a document outline, you'll have to change the, what is this called? Styles. So now heading 1 is actually showing up here in the document outline. For work, I don't really do a document outline. People who would use document outlines are pretty much people who are writing stories or doing reports. So if you're just going to write a letter to your family member, you don't need to do a document outline.
However, if I wanted to create, say, a policy for how I set up for a virtual reality program every week, this would be a really great place
Oh,
to do the outline.
yep.
You should have seen it. My face, my jaw was like totally dropped right there. I did not know how to do that. That was funny.
Wait, you mean just now?
Yeah, when you showed
Oh,
me that, I was
okay.
like, what?
Yeah.
But you couldn't see my face.
So anytime you're working on a document, don't forget to name your file. So I'm just going to write test document and click out of it to save the title. And if I want to rename it, I can click back in. But right now, when I saved it, it says in my drive. So everything that you're doing with Google Docs, it's going to be automatically saved into your drive. And it even says it right here, all changes saved in drive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to move it to a specific folder in your drive, you can actually click on this and it will ask you where you want to move it.
Okay.
Okay. Google Apps are great in collaboration with, you can work on a document in real time with another person who might be in the same room as you or miles away. And then people can provide their comments on things. So when you highlight something, you press this plus button and you can see comments from everyone that you shared this document with.
So I have used that feature before. When my sister sent me her resume, my sister lives in Wyoming and she sent me the resume here in Nevada, and I was able to comment, and in real time she could fix what I was commenting on. It worked really nicely for me to edit her resume that way.
Right.
We didn't have to be on the phone with each other.
Yes. Any questions you have so far, Jana, about anything?
No, not so far.
Okay. Because you're working with a Google Doc, when you want to share this document with someone else that's not a Google Doc user, so say you want to share this document, but this person does not have Gmail. You can then download it as a Microsoft Word to send that document to someone, or as a PDF, and all these other options. What we use mostly at work is PDF. So Microsoft Word, if you have that program, you can send it to them as that. Document details, it's just letting you know who owns it and the location. So if you can't remember where you saved a Google Doc in your drive, because if you have lots and lots of files in your drive, it can tell you its location.
Cool.
And then print. I guess printing is not a big deal for Google Docs. It's more complicated in Sheets. So we don't have to worry about printing. Oh, actually, yes. For printing a Google Doc, always go to File and Print, because you want to print the actual document. If you went to your browser and printed from your browser, it's going to print what it sees. So it's going to print all this stuff. And
So
you
it's
don't
like a
know.
window view versus the actual document itself?
That's correct.
Oh,
So always print within.
okay.
So we actually get that a lot at the library. We have lots of students who are trying to print their last minute reports, and they print from the wrong section. So always print from within.
So when they come up to the desk and say, why did it print like this? That's probably why, is because they printed from the browser and not from the document itself.
Correct. And same thing with email. That's one of the number one questions we get too.
Yes.
The email doesn't print correctly.
Does it automatically save? There's no, like with a Word document, you need to be saving, but with this, it's just going to always be like, if you were to close it out, it would just be with what you left it, right? It would just automatically save that way. There's no like save button.
Correct. Google, they were the first ones to do the automatic saving feature. With the older versions of the Microsoft Office products, you have to manually save, but with the newest version, it automatically saves.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, let's try voice typing.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. So in Tools, there's voice typing, and I've never used this before, so we're going to give this a shot. Hi, my name is Vanna. Period. Space.
I wonder if when you hit a period, it automatically puts a space after the period.
Can you see your text on the screen? Isn't that cool?
Yeah, wow.
Ah, okay. You can say period and new line. I have to click on it again? Yeah. So if the mic is not red, it will not dictate for you. New line. Period.
Period, new line.
Ah, okay.
I think, isn't that what it said?
My name is Vanna, period, new line. Welcome to Carson City, new line.
Oh.
Cool.
But if you just say the words new line, then it thinks it's part of the sentence? Nope.
Cool. Oh, actually, this is a new feature too. If you can see under tools, it says grammar suggestions right in Docs. Docs now suggest grammar corrections with blue underlines. I can't remember if that's a new thing or not. Well, Jana, thank you so much for joining me for this conversation about Google Documents. I'm glad you learned something new.
Yeah, thank you so much. I totally learned new things that I'm going to be able to use here at the library.
If you want to learn more, the library is a Grow with Google partner, which means we have additional resources to help you learn more about Google Apps. I can give you access to specific Google Docs lessons. So if you want to work on your business, or if you want to see how else you can use Google Docs for your life, send me an email at creativelearning@carsoncitylibrary.org. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.